After decades beneath cold sand, quietly filtering coastal waters, the geoduck finally emerges under kitchen lights. A blade glides through its translucent flesh. A crisp crunch follows, one slice of sashimi capturing the long breath of the sea. Welcome to AgriWorks USA. This episode explores how this giant clam becomes a luxury delicacy valued at up to $200 per kilogram. The story moves from scientific surveys that regulate harvests to divers skilled in freeing clams buried deep without breaking their iconic siphons. It continues across tidal flats where seed is planted in dense beds and left to grow for years before entering a carefully managed cold chain that maintains vitality from deparation tanks to international markets. Each step reflects precision and discipline, ensuring that what begins in hidden sands ends on premium counters with flavor and texture preserved. For more journeys into extraordinary food systems, please like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay connected with AgriWorks USA. Let's dive in. Geoduck is native to the cold Northeast Pacific, concentrated in Washington and Alaska, USA, and British Columbia, Canada. It lives on tidal flats and near-shore sand mud bottoms, buried 2 to 3 feet deep. With a siphon that can extend to nearly 1 meter in a sedentary lifestyle, it filters seawater continuously, acting like a biological pump for coastal ecosystems. Global output is about 8,000 tons per year, with the United States and Canada supplying more than 70% through tightly managed wild harvests and tidal flat farms. Culture complements quotas but moves slowly. Seed a few millimeters long is planted at roughly 80,000–90,000 per acre and needs 507 years to reach market size. Demand is centered in Asia. China leads, followed by Japan and South Korea, where the live sashimi segment pays a premium up to about $200 per kilogram for large intact clams. Price hinges on size, an unbroken siphon, and survival through the cold chain. Depuration in chilled seawater, 4650 degrees, 2832 PSU. Oxygenated packing in a 48-hour sprint from the Pacific Northwest to premium counters. Sustainable geoduck supply begins with pre-season field surveys. Dive teams conduct transects and quadrats across tidal flats, counting individuals, measuring shell size, and modeling biomass per acre. Data are GPS tagged and layered with sediment maps and harvest history to identify productive beds. Regulators use these results to set total allowable catch and operating rules. Open and closed seasons, minimum sizes, eelgrass buffer zones, and water jet limits. During harvest, vessels log catches electronically. Dockside checks verify quotas, with observers often present. Every lot is traceable: date, location, vessel ID, and handling steps, supporting legality and market confidence. Post-season, agencies measure bed recovery, backfilling compliance, and habitat indicators. Findings guide adaptive management, adjusting quotas, rotating open zones, and refining gear rules to minimize turbidity and protect eelgrass. This system reduces overharvest, safeguards ecosystems, and preserves commercial value, ensuring premium geoduck remains a reliable product in high-end markets. Do you support closing harvest during spawning sensitive seasons? For you, does sustainability mean maintaining yield or prioritizing habitat? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow AgriWorks USA. Wild geoduck harvest is a precision dive operation. After a bed is marked from surveys, a work skiff anchors on station. A surface tender manages the diver's umbilical, air, comms, and lifeline, and a lift basket. In a dry suit and full face mask, the diver descends along the umbilical to the sand mud bottom, where only the siphon tip may be visible. Using a handheld water jet stinger, the diver fluidizes a narrow column of sediment, then slides a gloved hand down around the shell. The goal is simple but unforgiving: free the clam intact without snapping the siphon. Each geoduck is eased out by hand and placed in a goodie bag. When full, the bag goes into a lift basket for the tender to haul aboard for immediate rinse and chilling. Safety drives the cadence. Crews plan around tide windows, swell, and visibility. The tender tracks bottom time and ascent rate, and keeps standby oxygen and first aid on deck with a decompression emergency plan. Common hazards include cold stress, low vis, entanglement of the umbilical, current, and, most critically, rapid ascent leading to barotrauma or decompression sickness. Strict comms checks, gear inspections, controlled ascents, and abort criteria are mandatory. The pace is deliberate. Intact siphons mean premium prices. A single rough pull can turn a high-value catch into a discount clam. Commercial geoduck culture begins in hatcheries. Conditioned broodstock are spawned under controlled cues. Larvae pass the trucophore and veliger stages, then settle as petaveligers when fine sand or textured plates are provided. Post-set seed 2 to 5 mm are nursed in flow-through or recirculating systems on cultured microalgae with stable temperature and high dissolved oxygen until field ready. Outplanting targets the first spring low tides for long exposure windows. Crews move chilled, hydrated seed to tidal flats, verify counts, and gently rinse off silt. Seed are placed beneath predator guards, individual PVC tubes or pin mesh panels, at roughly 80,000–90,000 per acre, 1.8 to 2.1 per FT2, a density that balances growth and yield while reducing scour and predation. Once planted, geoducks set for life. They burrow deeper about 1 FT per year until washed 3 out, while farmers maintain covers, repair storm damage, and control fouling. Site quality drives performance, sediment, food, temperature, and exposure time. So market size typically takes 5 to 7 years. As cohorts approach target size, harvest is booked against tide calendars and live handling capacity, because value hinges on delivering clams intact, clean, and alive into the cold chain within hours of leaving the sand. What's the biggest risk? Cold, currents, or pressure changes? Would you dare to be a geoduck diver? Why or why not? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. On tidal flats, crews match tools to substrate to keep siphons intact and quality high. In soft mud, a handheld high-pressure stinger fluidizes a narrow column of sediment at the siphon's anchor point. As the sand liquefies, the other hand slides down to cradle the shell and lift the clam intact. On firmer sand, harvesters stovepipe the spot with a short metal sleeve to hold the walls, then peel away thin layers by hand or with small scoops, slower, but with the lowest breakage rate. Quality control starts at the hole. Clams go straight into shaded mesh totes, rinsed with cold seawater, never fresh water, and kept off hot decks. Cruise time pulls to cool tide windows, backfill pits to cut turbidity and protect eelgrass, and minimize air exposure minutes. Aboard the skiff, geoduck are graded, undersize are returned, market clams move into flow-through or aerated bins held at 46 to 50 degrees, 8 at degrees, with matching salinity. Handling mantra: no drop, no squeeze. Intact siphons carry the premium. Lots are logged, bed ID, time, temperature, and rushed to depuration or live-holding tanks. The fastest path into the cold chain and top-tier sashimi texture. Quality is won or lost minutes after harvest. On the skiff and at the dock, geoduck moves straight into flow-through or aerated seawater held at 46–50 degrees, 8 to 10 degrees C, with matching salinity, 2832 PSU, to avoid osmotic shock and continue depuration. Lots are graded, tagged, bed ID, time, temp, and inspected for intact siphons. Undersized or damaged clams are returned. Live holding runs in filtered, UV-treated seawater for hours to a day to purge grit. Strict rule: never freshwater. Handlers follow a no-drop, no-squeeze protocol and keep totes shaded to minimize temperature spikes. Packing prioritizes survival and siphon protection. Rigid trays or dividers, seawater damp pads, gel ice for gentle cooling, oxygenated or ventilated containers, absorbent liners, and a temperature logger in each carton. Boxes are pre-chilled, strapped upright, and moved via refrigerated truck to pre-booked flights. The target is a 48-hour sprint with minimal thermal swings. For frozen programs, clams are shucked, trimmed, vacuum packed, and blast frozen 40 to 60 degrees to lock texture. Once delivered, chefs split siphon from body, blanch lightly to firm, then slice thin for sashimi, translucent, sweet, with a signature crunch. Beyond raw service, the body meat is prized in stir-fries with garlic, quick sautés, hot pots, and Cantonese banquet dishes, where its clean ocean flavor holds up against strong sauces. With cold chain discipline, Geoduck arrives ready to showcase both refinement as sashimi and versatility across global cuisines. Do you agree with using gel ice instead of dry ice for live shipments? Why? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep following AgroWorks USA. Geoduck operations overlap sensitive intertidal habitat. Key risks: sediment plumes from water jetting, pit collapse, char, turbidity, eelgrass disturbance or shading, and lost tubes, shemesh becoming marine debris. Farm covers can trap drift and alter surface sediments. Climate stressors, heat waves, hypoxia, algal blooms, acidification, add pressure. Mitigation is procedural. Schedule on cool, low-energy tides, maintain eelgrass buffers, use narrow directional jets, stovepipe sleeves on firm sand, immediate backfilling and regrading, strict gear retrieval counts, shaded totes and no freshwater rinses, filtered UV depuration with monitored effluent. Monitoring and compliance: turbidity meters, GPS-logged footprints, photo transects, eelgrass chute density surveys, TACs, minimum sizes, open-close seasons, jet flow pressure limits, electronic logbooks, dockside verification, traceable lot IDs, adaptive management, post-season bed recovery surveys informing zone rotations and gear limits, keeps premium markets aligned with habitat protection. From tidal flats to five-star counters, Geoduck converts patience, skill, and a flawless cold chain into real money. Premium live prices sustaining divers, tenders, graders, and farmers across the Pacific Northwest. In Cantonese banquets and Japanese sushi bars, that translucent crunch signals celebration and status, the taste of cold seas and long time. Yet scarcity demands discipline. Science-based quotas, eelgrass buffers, clean depuration, traceable lots, and gear retrieved so nothing is left behind. As marine heat waves and algal blooms grow less predictable, the winners will be those who deliver both quality and care consistently. Like this journey? Please like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell for AgroWorks USA. In the comments, sashimi or stir fry, how would you serve Geoduck?